Morning, everybody. It's 8:24 on this Tuesday morning, and again, there is no economic news planned for the day. That doesn't mean that we're without news. This is your pre-opening comment for the 20th, and it is video number 2227. Asia slightly higher, Europe mixed to slightly lower, and again, no news, no economic news, plenty of news on the Democratic convention, all of it, a bunch of BS, exactly what you'd expect. Everything is great. We're going to do this, that, and the other thing, and really all form and absolutely no substance whatsoever. Yesterday after the close, we had earnings from Palo Alto Networks, PANW. A big beat. Expectations were obviously lower, beat on both earnings and revenues, getting some of the upside from the downside of the CrowdStrike issue. The stock had closed at around 345, actually 343.36, and that was up 9. When the earnings came, the stock traded in 1 minute, traded all the way down to 322, all the way back to 362. Then fell back again to a slightly higher low at 321. And as of right now, we are trading 347 and change. We've been as high as 353 and 3/4. So we are giving a little back, but we are up over $4 or a little over 1%. Some idiot upgraded the price objective on the stock from 300 to 330. On a technical basis, the stock is right at the upper Bollinger Band, even though it is making a nominal new high on the daily. The old high is still in the 380 area, and there was that big gap down back in February when the stock went from 366 all the way down to 260 overnight on the last maybe 2 earnings reports ago. So the stock is a little susceptible here, but there has been some discussion this morning about how cheap the stock is on a cash flow basis. Edgar Bronfman's deal for Paramount looks like kind of a non-starter for the public. The stock is doing nothing, which is what you'd expect. Considering the fact that he's offering $4.3 billion for national amusements, which does the Paramount shareholders very little good, and his bid is $4.3 billion versus Skydance's $4.9 billion. So I don't know what he's trying to do there, but it doesn't make much sense. And on a daily basis, the stock had closed yesterday at 1107, got up to 1140 this morning. Last is 1073, and that's actually down 35 cents. So, down about 3% on the day. Also on the earnings front, Lowe's beats, misses on revenues, lowers earnings per share consensus, and revenues below consensus. The stock is 244, that's up 79 cents. VIP Shops misses, that's a Chinese company. I don't trade them, but I do follow some of them. Misses on revenues, $13.10, that's down 93 cents. This is a former Sirius high flyer. Was around $20 in February, but at its peak was trading around double that, around $45 or $46. So a long way down. Medtronics beats, the stock is 85 and a quarter, up 43 cents. Fabrinet FN beats by 17 cents, beats on revenues, guides above consensus, revenues above consensus, increases share buyback. No surprise, the stock is 254, up 22.45 or 9.7. Boeing, more trouble with the 777X on their experimental flight, test flights. The stock is down $2. The gold is again higher. That's the chart on the screen. It's sitting on the high, up $23 and change, 25.65. That's up about 0.9%. But what has been outperforming really in the last couple of days has been the silver, which is up 58 cents this morning. And that 58 cents is 1.97. So we're breaking out a bit here. We really need to close over 29.30, which was in this area. I was looking at it on the daily. Let's take a look. And we are above most of this. Let's take a closer look. We are above most of this. That 29.30 was the high close in here. So we are making some headway. We have broken all the moving averages back to the upside. Should be a little bit of trouble up here at, around 30 or $31. But that's a ways away, and as I said in Sunday's letter, I think that the silver, long 2 silver, short 1 gold, is the way to go here, and it has really been performing the last couple of days. As far as other markets, as usual, soybeans lower, corn lower, wheat about unchanged, oil up 11 cents after being down as low as 72.5 this morning. This is more presidential candidate Harris's, anti-oil sentiment. So all of those are up. The one that's up the least, of course, is the gasoline, and that's up the least only because the Biden administration and now the Harris administration releasing 52 million barrels of gasoline from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, as you would expect in an election year. Stock futures are basically unchanged. They've been all over the place this morning, but not much range. Bitcoin up 1,600 after being down almost that much yesterday. Ethereum up 42 cents, up $43, I'm sorry. The dollar is down about 12 cents, and bonds are down 3/32. So, pretty basically unchanged. As far as the futures go in the stocks, we have up $3 in the S&P, up $10 in the NASDAQ, and down $31 in the Dow. With the adjustments for fair value, we're really nowhere. Let's see. Let me get you a fresh quote on these. S&P set to open up $1.30. Dow down 30, and the NASDAQ is up $4. So really a whole lot of nothing. Tomorrow we have the FOMC minutes, so that might be market moving, and I think we're probably a little bit overbought after 8 days up in a row in the NASDAQ. Have a good one, folks. I'll be back in the morning.